This is Janet Mason, reading from my novel Cinnamon, A Dairy Cows and Her Farmer's Path to Freedom, published by Adelaide Books in New York and Lisbon. Don't worry, I murmured when I walked by. There was much to worry about. I felt ashamed that I had been honest with the young mother. I stopped to look down. The straw under my feet was filled with dung. This wasn't unusual. Lately, there's more dung than hay. I had heard one of the farmhands, the one who traveled with a ham sandwich in the front of his overalls, claim that he had cleaned out our barn when he had done no such thing. I assumed he hadn't felt like it the first time. Then when he found he could get away with it, not cleaning of the barn became a habit. Even though it stank to the high heavens, I lowered my head to my front leg as if I were scratching my leg with my nose, so I could speak to the young mother. It will be okay. When you leave the barn in a week or so after you're done milking, you will pass by the calf's stall at the other end of the barn. It's always good to see them, even if your little one was already sent away. Don't worry, you'll have another one. I stood up and looked over quickly as I stood waiting in line to get out of the barn and be herded into the pasture. The young cow looked determined, suddenly strong, like young mothers often look. I noticed that her legs were still spindly. She almost looked like a calf herself. As the lion started to move, I still felt a little guilty. I hadn't been able to tell the young cow the truth. I just told her what she needed to hear to go on with her life. But it wasn't the entire story. Hamburgers, steaks, it's all the same thing to me. I've heard the term beef cattle used, but I call it what it is: murder. That's how I lived our lives then. But at the same time, there was our daily reality of breathing in and breathing out while we stood in a rolling green pasture. Sometimes we were doing other things too. This is Jan Mason reading from my novel Cinnamon. A Dairy Cows and Her Farmer's Path to Freedom, published by Adelaide Books in New York and Lisbon. Cinnamon is available as a traditional book and as an ebook. You can find it where books are sold, online, and through your bookstores and libraries. This reading is for YouTube and Spotify.